Welcome, tribe. My name's Nicole Gerald, and I am a therapist. I specialize in treating trauma and anxiety, and one of the tools that I use quite a bit with my clients is EMDR. And so today I'm going to tell you a little bit about what EMDR is. So to start off with, EMDR stands for Eye Movement Desensitization Reprocessing, and that just means that we utilize eye movement to essentially desensitize trauma. So back in the day, therapists used to use their fingers in front of clients where they would actually move their fingers back and forth, and the client would watch, and basically their eyes go back and forth in their head, and so that's called bilateral stimulation, meaning that both sides of the brain are repeatedly lighting up. Now we have light bars, so we don't have to sit there and work our arm all day, and the light bar basically is just a little strip and the light goes back and forth, and that's paired with either auditory, or you can have a tactile little tappers that just pulse back and forth with the lights. And so this is just bilateral stimulation. Now, there's been a lot of research, but no one knows for sure why EMDR works, just that it does. I know that Dr. Andrew Huberman is currently studying why, and he has some theories about how maybe that movement back and forth is simulating us moving into a trauma, and that moving into the trauma is kind of kicking out some of that feeling stuck, feeling paralyzed, and kicking into resolution of trauma. But to be fair, we don't have any scientific proof of why that bilateral stimulation works. So what that does is, when we talk about desensitizing a memory, and a lot of times we're talking about a trauma memory, what that means is we're not erasing any type of memory. This memory is always going to be something that you remember, and it's probably going to be something that's pretty bad if it's a trauma memory. What EMDR does is it neutralizes the reaction in your body. So if you've had a trauma happen to you and you constantly kind of, whenever you think about it, your heart rate goes up, you feel stressed, you feel worried, you feel anxious, you kind of avoid places that are related to that, or have nightmares, flashbacks. If you have any of those trauma symptoms, then that light bar, we can take all that stuff to a zero. So when you think about it, sometimes people describe to me when we're getting close to the end of a memory, it's like, it feels like a memory or a dream where I can remember it, but it feels removed. So they're not experiencing any of that body visceral reaction of feeling stressed, feeling tense, feeling anxious about that situation, event, memory. So I hope that helps understand a little bit more about EMDR. And I also use EMDR for anxiety because I use the light bar, kind of also works to help resource the body. And I'm going to talk all about that in my 8 phases of EMDR, because that's one of the phases of EMDR. EMDR is an 8-phase process, and we go through all the 8 phases in a typical EMDR treatment. So if you have any questions, comments, please put them in the box below, and like, subscribe, grow the tribe. Loving you guys.